It is with a very heavy heart that I want to dedicate this entire coverage of Machine Head, Suicide Silence, and Darkest Hour to my brother Steve Ventura, who passed away this week. And he's going to be sorely missed by not only myself and the entire Horns Up Rocks camp, but the entire heavy metal community. Actually, one of the first interviews that I did nationally was right in this room, in this hallway right here, where we had Life of Agony, Biohazard, and Vision of Disorder. And yeah, this one's for you, brother. Put your horns up for Steve. Up in the sky, brother. Rest in peace, rock in peace, and we love you.
What's up? This is Mark from Suicide Silence.
This is Mark from Suicide Silence.
And you're watching HornsUpRocks.com.
Backstage at the Best Buy Theater in New York City. Again, I said before, not only is Machine Head in town, but we got Suicide Silence and we got Darkest Hour. And we just ran into these brothers here, and they're like, why don't we do an interview together? Because apparently they don't get along. Is this a rumor or is it the truth?
It's totally true. He's an asshole.
You want to elaborate?
Well, he caught me looking at pictures on his phone of his girlfriend because I was pretending to be him, and she was sweet-talking me, so it got kind of weird.
And he goes out into the crowd and acts like a retard and says that he's me and does all kinds of dumb shit. And then people are like, dude, you were an asshole when I met you last night. And then I don't know what they're talking about.
Dude, come on.
I have a shirt that says I'm Mark from Suicide Silence, and I just, give me the booze, and doing all this weird shit.
And gentlemen, how's been the tour so far with Machine Head? I mean, those are our brothers. And of course, it's not in vain because both of your bands have been working very hard to get where you are right now. So why don't we update the fans out there watching about what's going on in this amazing tour so far?
Tour's going really well. Every show's been awesome. Fucking fans are coming out. It's definitely, Machine Head's headlining. We're trying to just do our best and win over the fans. And, our fans are coming out too. And, we're just having a good time, partying, raging. Fucking everybody owes everybody money from gambling or from something. It's good. It's a good run. It's a good rig.
How about for you guys? So far, so good?
So far, so good, and so what? You know what I'm saying? No, it's been. No, it's been pretty cool. Like, we're out there, we're doing the same thing. Trying to warm up the Machine Head fan base. And make some new fans on the way, and usually around the second or third song, we get cats kind of grooving to us, and we get the vibes going, and end up having fun, really, and that's what it's really all about, isn't it?
And so far, which towns have, whether it's been a good thing or a bad thing, which have been the towns that you were just like the most impressed by so far?
Well, last night someone threw up in the crowd while we were playing, and then that slowed the crowd down a lot because there's someone vomiting on them.
Where was this?
I was in Philadelphia at the Troc. And then I think probably the most crazy show so far on this tour would have to be Montreal, just because there's a lot of people and crazy French Canadians just losing their asses. It's pretty bad.
How about for you guys?
I would have to say St. Louis, the second show, was probably the best.
You mean Sauget?
It's whatever, Sauget, Illinois. It was up in there. And then, after the show was over, we all went to the strip club and blew hundreds and hundreds of dollars on good times.
100 airs, we're not even 1,000 airs.
A couple hundred, here you go, work it, girl, work it.
And is that where you owe each other money because of that trip to the strip club or beyond other?
No, that was too early on in the tour, Now all the money's blown. We're just fucking, yeah, I don't know. And the Super Bowl fucking poll, are you in on that?
Yeah, how much you put down?
What? How much did you put down?
I put down 10. All right, yeah.
1,000?
10 doll hairs, this many.
10, 10, 220, Remember that fucking thing you dial for a $1 phone, 20-minute phone call? That's what I put down.
Who are you guys rooting for? Giants or Patriots?
I really don't give a shit. I really don't care.
But we're in New York, so you got to say the Giants.
I really don't give a shit.
How about you?
I'm gonna say the Giants, man. I want the Giants to win. Yeah, I got to. You know what I mean? I don't.
He hasn't played the show yet.
Way out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Giants. Who's on the team? I don't know, but I know they can win.
And musically speaking, what's in the agenda for, let's start with you first, for Suicide Silence for the rest of the year?
Oh, just tour. We just put a record out last summer. We're going to tour, and we're going to...
Great record, by the way.
Thank you. And when we're home in the meantime, we're going to work on a new record, and we're just going to write and tour. Same shit we did the last year and the year before that and the year before that, basically. Just, keep rocking.
Right. Keep putting fire into the into the chimney.
Yeah, exactly. Put fire into the chimney. That's what I always say.
Yeah, I stole that line from you, by the way. Yeah. How about you, brothers? What you guys going on? Like, what do you have for 2012? What's in the agenda for Darkest Hour?
Well, we're going to finish up this tour, of course. And then we're going to be doing a little South by Southwest Metal Sucks showcase, I believe, and then also an SSC showcase. Then we're going to go to the Philippines and Australia and do all these like summer European festivals, and then hopefully round it out by writing a new album or something, you know what I mean? Put some tunes out.
And I gotta ask you kind of a serious question, because I know you both kind of, come from different time and period, and of course different sounds, which every band today kind of represents that. But what do you think sonically you guys are doing differently? And, because it's not in vain. Anybody watching now could be judging, because everybody in heavy metal judges everyone. But what do you think that made Suicide Silence get to this point right now? And by no means am I saying that you're like making it, but you're touring with Machine Head, which is a big deal.
I don't know. What did we do? We just fucking played shit that I think, I think? We just didn't really care. We just wrote shit that we wanted to write. And we wrote things that sounded cool to us, and then slowly realized that it made a lot of people fucking go like, what the hell are they doing? And then we took that and then took more of our influences that we thought that, a lot of people kind of wouldn't incorporate into some of the styles, like the death metal thing, like whatever people say, we're not death metal, whatever. But I don't know, our influences are just so broad. I think we just brought a lot of different influences into what is rooted in death metal and grindcore. And just kind of formed a weird style that I think a lot of people liked and a lot of people started sounding like.
And it's one of those things too. The first time you hear Suicide on record, you're like, dude, it's just, it's very different than anything you've ever heard, which is, it takes you time to get into it, but then when you see the band live, that's when you're like, holy fuck.
I hear that a lot, yeah. A lot of people told me when they met me, they were like, you're what I thought that the band would look like. I thought you guys were like a relapse, like stoner band or something the first time they heard us. And then like they saw the rest of the band and like Mitch, and they're just like, yeah, you guys are not at all what I expected you guys would look like. And we're all fucking really young, so especially back then. I mean, I was 17 when the first record came out, so pretty wild.
Many more years to come.
Yeah, definitely.
How about for you guys? What do you think has made the difference, or what is setting Darkest Hour apart?
Probably I would say attitude. I think we got a lot of attitude. We're like a live band. Maybe you can listen to some of the records. I think they're really good. Some people say no, but they're kind of full of it. And I'm just kidding. But no, yeah, I would say attitude. And we like to thrash, we like to bring back solos and stuff like that. A lot of cats aren't really doing that. So, just little wheedly-wheedlies in there and some headbanging,
And have fun with the music. That's the most important thing, There's nothing worse when you see bands, let's say, and we're not going to name names because we got to be somewhat politically correct, but when they come back or when they release something, then immediately it's just not them, it just feels very fake. And, metalheads especially recognize that immediately, and
Well, with metal, people can spot a phony immediately. It's not like, pop music where it's all phonies and that's just what you're looking for, Heavy metal, people want real dudes with real things to say that people can really latch on to. Where, other bands that you'll see it pop up and people like, man, they're fucking posers and they just want to make some money or whatever. And you're like, man, just stick to the stuff you like.
Stick to your guns, right? You want to elaborate a little bit to what he just said?
I wasn't really listening.
Well, basically, I was just saying, at least you're honest.
New York City, dude, everybody hits you up. Everyone and their mothers literally hit you up to want to go to the show. So I'm just like...
Last minute, too.
Everybody's last minute. But What about like how people are in like metal and whatnot?
Yeah, well, basically, when you know, it happens to all of us. You see somebody maybe do a comeback or put out a record,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
it's completely, you're already like, all right, why?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think that has also a lot to do with people that are like growing. I know that there's a lot of bands that will change and should think that's like they've got some kind of steam and they're going to try and capitalize on it and do something different. But I mean, everybody changes, and I mean, I still do give credit to a lot of bands that made changes and still like, are lasting and still going, and I mean, Metallica. Look at Metallica. Think about how they went. They've been around forever. Even Machine Head. Look at the way that they've put out tons of different kinds of records, and still remain to be an entity. And yeah, it's just like kind of goes with however you are in your life and how you're going through with shit. A lot of people say that our new record is way different than anything, but it's just kind of what we wrote. We didn't try and change. It's just what came out. So I don't know. I think there's different ways to look at it.
We'll leave it up to you, watcher. Now, I want to thank you, gentlemen, for your time and for what you're doing for heavy music in general, again, and for the attitude too. I like that shit. That what you're not only what you're saying, but what you're presenting musically, which is what it's all about. You know what I mean? When you get on stage, and in about like in an hour, you guys are gonna be on stage, followed by each other. It's gonna be a good time tonight. So we're gonna go chill.
No one can tell the difference when we walk out on stage. He's just he's in Suicide Silence too.
And it will happen tonight.
You never know who you're gonna get. All right, thank you, brothers. Any last words? Any final words for anybody watching right now?
Blow it up and stick it in your gut. I don't.
If you can't cut the mustard, lick the jar.
I like that one. I'm going to tell you, if you can't cut the mustard, lick the jar. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think that means like eat pussy or something.
No, eat hooker pussy.
Homeless hooker pussy.
I didn't say any of that.
So this already been cut.